Hi, it's Bonner again, and today we're going to talk about playing some notes, which is what I was doing a little bit of there. We're going to play some simpler notes than that. But to get started, we want to be able to play chords and notes, but first thing we have to do is learn how to use our fingers to hold notes down and get clean notes on the guitar. There's three things as a beginner that are really going to help you to play nice clean notes, okay? Three things. First of all, having the right grip on the guitar neck. Okay, so make your hand like this kind of shape, and then you put your hand upside down like that, and you put the neck of the guitar in. Keep your thumb straight and parallel to your pointer finger. Keep your wrist a little bit bent so your fingers are long and so that you can reach across the guitar. And ideally, we want to try and get in the habit of having one finger per fret, spread out like that, because it makes it easy to reach everything and also easy to keep track of where your fingers are. That's the crocodile grip. I'm going to put a link in the video that goes to the crocodile grip explanation if you need further explanation. Item number 2. The reason why we want to have the crocodile grip is because we want to be able to wrap our fingers around a little bit and use the point of our fingers, the tip of your fingers, okay? You can see where there's little lines on the tips of my fingers from playing the guitar, okay? Because the tip of your finger is the hardest part, and it's going to push down the most easily and give you a clear note. This is what we're trying to get. We're trying to get nice clear notes with a nice sustain on them, okay? Notes that ring like a bell. And the way we get that effect is by using the tips of our fingers. And so our idea is we want to get our hand in this kind of grip, crocodile grip, wrap your fingers around, and we're going to use the tip of our fingers to press the notes down. So our fingertip is almost at a perpendicular angle to the fretboard. Okay, so we can just press down and then let go. Okay, and then the third thing I want to mention is something that makes it really easy to play is make sure, and I've mentioned this before, make sure you place your fingers precisely into the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is this little area here right before the fret. See, maybe you can see it easier here. If I put my finger down right beside the fret wire, so I'm just behind the fret wire. Okay, you can see where my fingertip is. That's the easiest place to put the string down because you're only creating pressure between the bottom of the string and the top of the fret. It's a very small distance. If I'm playing a note on the first fret, I always put my finger so the side of my finger can feel the first fret. And then I don't have to push down as hard and I get a cleaner note with less work. That's why I'm using the sweet spot, okay? Okay, so that's all we wanted to talk about today. This is just a very brief lesson to give you these three essential tips that are very helpful when you're just getting started. And again, these are tips that I find that often get overlooked for beginners. They're very helpful for beginners. Number 1 is this crocodile grip idea, okay? Your hand is like this, like a crocodile, thumb opposite the finger. You put your hand like this and you straighten your fingers out a little bit, put your thumb behind the neck, and then to make your fingers wrap around, you just push your elbow forward a little, and it gives you a tremendous amount of reach. It's very helpful in helping us achieve objective number 2. Objective number 2 is play with your fingertips to the full extent possible, as much as possible, whether you're playing notes or chords. I want to use the tip of the finger. Like that, okay? And I gave you some little phrases. I'll just repeat that little phrase. You can play that. You can play the little phrase I've just used here as a little thing to practice. You play the 3rd fret on the high E string, open E string, 3rd fret on the B string. And that's going to sound like this. And then play open E string, 3rd fret on the B string, open B string. And that's just something to give you a little practice, holding a note down, letting a note go. And you're listening for a nice clean sound. You're listening for a nice clean, clear bell-like sound on your notes. Okay? And the third thing that's really helpful when you're just getting started is remember to put your finger in the sweet spot, right beside the fret, because it makes it easier to hold the notes down. Of course, the open strings are easy to play and get a nice sound. But whenever we hold a note, We want to make it as easy as possible to hold the note down, so play in the sweet spot. And I'll put a link in the video to the sweet spot video that I have in my library already. Okay, so those are the 3 ideas to get you started with today. And stay tuned, there'll be another episode of Beginner Guitar coming up very, very soon. I'll see you there.